Greetings, traveler.
Alright guys, so I have a very fun Beater Babbit game here. Buddy game, of course. Beast, Dragon, Mech, Murloc, Undead. Let me actually take a moment here before we dive into this one. I want to quickly check anomalies, how common this is. Because on HS Replay, you have an anomaly tab and you can see the appearance rate here as well. Feels like it's kind of close, 4.4, but still. I don't see Buddy as often, which is probably a good thing. Also very cool, you can look at time warps here. And if you click advanced view, you can see how much win rate certain time warps have. So you can see here Sapper just doing insanely well. Time warp Mothership now with Avenge 4 apparently also doing well. So Buddy lobbies, not super rare, but rarer than most. Holy, we're going in, we're going with the pay to win approach here, chat. We weren't happy with our hero. Now, on the other hand here, Beater, look at that. 19.7k. I think he's at 20k now. Oh, good lobby as well. Waterloo in there with 19k. Xiaoming 11k. Beater has the little plugin where you can see the opponent's MMR. Now that only works if your opponents are 8,000 or above. So again, for most people it doesn't really do anything because it's just going to say if you're playing below 8k, the chance is pretty high that it's going to be all 8k. But it means that you could see if somebody is on the leaderboard and be like, ooh, I got matched with a 10k, so it could still be fun to use. It's a plugin from Deck Tracker. I think you just Google it, like Deck Tracker MMR plugin or so. So on tier 2, you guys know what I'm gonna say. He wants for Farm Buddy. I'm curious if he just buys the rolls here and just goes in. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So coin here is great. Could be one more roll, could be the evolve. The evolve opens up some cool stuff next turn, but I'm gonna see if he wants to do one more roll for a Farm Buddy or not. No. Are we cashing that in here? I think we are, right? 2 drops. Ooh, Reliquary. That is very nice. So that's not a combat buddy. He wanted a combat buddy as well so that he could golden it with Reno. So like death rattles and in combat effects like Reforms. Oh, wait. Beast, Dragon, Mech, Murloc, Undead. That means that... oh, well, nasty whelp gaming here. It means no elementals in chat. So when you have this particular buddy, Tathlon buddy, it's called, and you cast Scope, it's going to try to find elementals, given that elementals are your main type, right? Obviously, you want to do that. So you basically want to sell every other type and only have this guy. Oh, and he clones it, of course. That's amazing. So now we can level. The scope is going to try to find elementals, and in buddy lobbies, if elementals aren't in, it's only going to pull elemental buddies and dual types. So what do we have? We have Alakir buddy, we have Tathlon buddy, we have the Mech Elemental, we have Pyramid buddy. I think that's still a 3-drop. But so as long as he stays on tier 3 and finds a scope, he can get more Reliquary, which then gives him more scope, which will then give him more Reliquary, which will then give him more scope, which will then... Right, so it's kind of crazy. This is, yeah, so much potential, right? So we are really hoping that he has that. Isn't the MMR plugin a played option? I don't think so. I'm actually not sure. I don't even think it's HS Replay that does this. I think it's a separate thing. All right, so we are on tier 3. Now the question is, are we just gonna roll it down for scope, or are we going to still buy some other stuff? Maybe even just level 2. Okay, well, again, it's great for the game. It's great for Beater. I just wish that we had to work a little harder so I could learn a bit for myself and see how hard is he going to commit for it. Rolling it after your very first roll, of course, is kind of crazy. So now he's just going to scope again, which is going to give him another Reliquary. And then he's going to play Reliquary. He's going to scope again. He's giving him another Reliquary. It seems like that's just the only 3. Yeah, he's only getting Reliquary. Yeah, okay. Cast some scopes. Scope. This is just like how fast can you scope. He's gonna fish all of them out of the pool so that no one can get more. It's actually like, Peter, leave some for the rest of us, please. Okay, they're all out. He's taken all of them in one turn. And he leveled! He couldn't freeze though, but he got the level in 2. That's actually just criminal. Bro, he took all of them in one turn. Jesus. All your scope are belong to us. Peter Babbitt. GG. That is insane. So any spell can be, I mean, oil is now the best, I would say. Because, well, baller spell is also sick, but the problem is that when you have this much value, well, if there is any problem with having this much value, but again, oh, another scope, that's hilarious. If there is any issue, it's the fact that your hand just fills up immediately and you get no value, which is why I think the oil could be interesting. Yeah, it's too early for Waxadread, but he just needs hand space. I get him. This is amazing. So he has 2 Plankwalkers too. So he's gonna get all those spell casts here. Yeah, I think you just buy Plank, buy oil, cycle the Apostle, and then just Giga oil. My God. You don't like this because it feels like you're stuck? You're not stuck as long as you're willing to burn some value. Like here, he's just gonna oil, and he's gonna burn some value. But who cares? He's got infinite money now. Well, not infinite yet, but quite. He's gonna min-max it for more oil. I love this guy. Well, maybe more oil. Now he's got sunbeams. So, yeah, golden Plankwalker. Does he get 2 more eyes here? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, sunbeam. He could just get another eyes from this. Hold armor, just coin. Yeah, sure. Trying to empty hand a little bit. That's fair. The cool thing is that now that he has the Plankwalkers, he can just level because he has tempo. He's thinking whether he should eyes before playing the Reliquary or not, and I think I would. I don't think I want to copy eyes because then it's going to be stuck in the hand and it's super awkward. I think you just hold 1 oil here and then you... Yeah, okay, I was going to say he didn't oil, but he was getting new oils. And then next turn, he can just rip the oil again. And after that, it's just so much money that nothing matters, right? And because he hits the Plankwalkers, he has tempo being generated. So... So Waterloo, I believe he won Lobby Legends back in the day. So for anyone who wasn't around then, that was the Blizzard official tournament. That was like the highest level Battlegrounds around at the time, at least in the West. And... he's 19,000 MMR. He sees this board and he's typing the beater like, what? What is this? Bro, explain yourself. You're dealing 10 to me? I'm on 22. What the hell, bro? I'm on 12. Show some mercy. So if he now wants more hand space, he's got to dump one of these guys. But the problem is that the rest of the game is just playing a different game. So they just don't have good cards for us to steal. Like, we are high rolling too much. But he just wanted to burn a little bit so that he has more hand space for all the oil. He can also get a bunch of golden touches. He's heavily considering it, yeah. So he's gonna just fill a hand full of golden touches, which is hilarious. He's literally just gonna golden the shop here, isn't he? And then just oil next turn. Wouldn't it be better to oil this turn then to get all the money? I wonder. Oil this turn, get all the money, and then next turn just golden touch? I think so, actually. Anyways, I might be missing something here, but that's what I would have gone for. Oil first, and then next turn, with all the money, copy the golden touch and just buy them straight away. Yeah. This is Shady's dream. I have done this a couple times in the previous anomaly meta, but this is the first time I see it in this anomaly meta. So first time this season I see someone going full scope. It's probably happened before, of course. Someone else probably has a video on it, but you don't see it that often because it's hard to do, right? You have to be specifically in a buddy lobby where elementals are out, and then you have to find Reliquary and scope. So yeah, now he's getting the oils. Woo! Money, 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 money. Dude, so many so many eagles here. He's not behind on tempo. I guess he can chill for a turn. Yeah, but then if you had oiled last turn, you would have had all the extra maximum money this turn. That's what I mean. So going for the golden Alec here, he has a bunch of goldens here. What are the 6 drops? I guess 9 frogs is a lot of money. Okay, get some value, get some value. We're just selling a reliquary here, I think, right? He's pumping up the Zarella buddy so that it's going to have more stats and it's easier to trigger it. This used to be an insane strategy with Beatboxer, but Beatboxer's not in, right? Unless he somehow gets 7s, which is not impossible in buddy lobbies. As you can see, there is a 7-drop in the shop already that somebody generated. It's got a golden stuff. He froze that. What are we doing here? We're going for golden Kodo? We're going for golden zippers? What are we goldening here? No, not zippers. He doesn't need Titus, right? It's golden Kodo, right? Yeah. Let's go for the Kodo play. Oh, he can buff the Kodo with the Zarella buddy, I guess. Sure. Ooh, that's a lot of stats gained. So Zarella buddy, whenever you play a minion that has less stats than the Zarella buddy, give it +4/+4 and then improve this because it's golden. So if you have Beatboxer on the board, you can just play big magnetics the whole time and then the Beatboxer will grow and grow and grow and grow. So I'm gonna play Eagle for each oil. My editors will try. It just makes it so much more fun, right? Imagine not getting eagles when you're spamming oil. These guys are playing a different kind of game. Yeah, this is buddy lobby, yeah. I mean, this is kind of irrelevant. No, dragons are in. Wait, Mithrax. Dragons are in. It's not irrelevant. Snap the Mithrax and then figure it out. Yeah, honestly, you have so much money, you have so much value. I think 9 frogs is just... I mean, it's better, but it almost doesn't matter. Ooh, Surf and Surf is in. So that Nozoth buddy can golden anything. So we have options here. This is really the main difficulty when you play buddy anomaly is here's 7 different things you could do. Pick one. Because he's got the money, obviously. And now it's just figure out a little bit of drive-by hooktail action. I like that. Get a few attack points on that elephant. He's actually just holding an oil every turn. My man right there. The man with the plan, Beater Babbitt. Still oiling at 31 max gold. Absolutely. So magnetics are good with his setup. That's, I guess, why he's buying it. He can do just mech stuff, right? Just keep magnetizing. Oh, he's looking for more elephants, I guess, because he's targeting Beast. And Surf and Surf. Yeah, and Surf and Surf. Oh, he's gonna skip the Surf. Interesting. He did buy the N'Zoth buddy, so I think he does want Surf at some point, but he might not really care about it. So yeah, as I was saying, we have options, right? Because we have gold. Ooh, we found Poet. Jesus, I can't finish a sentence without something else popping up. So he has Mithrax that he can do for pure stats, and then Poets. He has Eyes for Poets, so it's a golden Poet. He has a golden Titus in his hand, which he could use for something, but I don't see how that's gonna happen. Yeah, so he has a golden Kodo in his hand that he could use. We have Golden Touch. We are gonna golden the... we have Eyes though, right? We do not need to Golden Touch it. I'm kind of happy just using Eyes on the Poet here and playing Mithrax, but maybe I'm missing something. Yeah, selling Bran because he doesn't need it. Oof, 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 we gotta go. Maybe he felt that he needed to keep Eyes? Yeah, he might have just missed that he had Eyes in his hand, honestly. I don't think it's logical that he would go full crazy there to try and get Golden Touch hit. But we have this Golden Kodo, which I think he was planning on using, but now that he found Mithrax, it kind of just makes more sense to just Mithrax Poet. The Mithrax is not golden, but with Surf and Surf, it does become golden. So you can just make Golden Mithrax Golden Poet. Tagwag Buddy with Mithrax also works. Another Alec. Man, there's just so many options. He does have Eyes for that Alec if he wants double golden Alec. And then you just put a bunch of magnetics on a mech And then the Mithrax takes the stats from that mech. Okay, that's probably the comp, right? So we have double golden Elec. We don't need Kodo. We probably don't want to fill our hand with eyes. Maybe we do. Oh, he's got a scope. Yeah, that seems fine. Fill our hand with scope. Because if we go for a lot of elephants here, then we could put magnetics on a mech, which the Mithrax will then copy, and the Tagwag buddy will then copy the stats of the Mithrax. So I think that's probably how we want to approach this game, but that is so much thinking, so much stuff to process, especially when you have that golden Kodo and like golden Titus in your hand. That is so hard to figure out. He's just getting some infinite money here with scope hacking. Don't mind me, just scoping. He's buffing the Mithrax. Mithrax will not take its own stats though, right? So ideally we need a mech to put all these on, I believe. Another eyes is not bad, because you want to eyes that elephant and you also want to eyes the Tagwag. So I would assume that we want a mech to put magnetics on. Devour everything onto the baby Elec. The size of the Elec does not actually matter. The Elec doesn't give his own stats. The Elec gives +4/+4 improved by every minion you played that's smaller than Elec. Yeah, so now you see the Tagwag is copying the Mithrax. So he needs to keep 4 different types on his board, which is kind of easy because Elec is Beast, Mithrax is all type, and then Poet's a Dragon. So as long as he has one more type, he's good. Which right now is a Reliquary. But I would assume that going for a mech makes more sense. Because then the Mithrax will scale off that mech as well. Whew. Let's see if he goes for a mech and which is the mech of his choice then. There's a Probius, so he can make whatever mech he chooses golden. Oh wait, that's golden Mithrax. That's golden Mithrax. But there's hand size, right? So now if he casts the spell, his hand is going to be full of that, and it's awkward. Yeah, he's just going to copy Mutinous. Fair. Yeah, at some point you just have to start, because you have 30 gold in a buddy lobby. You're very, 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 very likely going to be fine on money. Money is very likely not going to be the limiting factor here. You could even golden that Probius in the shop if you want to discover a 6. But I don't think that matters. I think we're saving that for maybe another Wactoggle buddy. Or like a really cool other buddy. He has another Zarella buddy. Oh my god, bro. He can golden that. Yep, sure. Oh my god. This is unreal. That's too many, right? He needs a different type at the end of the day. So 3 elephants, I think, is all he can do. 3 might even be pushing it a little bit. He's gonna prepare Scam on the side, which is... It's not fun, but honestly, it's incredibly high level. Because when you are in this spot, everything is better with like golden base skill with 2 Biles in your hand. Okay, he does buy a mech, which makes me think that we are settling on this one to be our mech of choice. We are hamooling for magnetic minions now, because... The Elecs have been farming. Farm. That was a magnetic minion, but that's fine. We're buying this. Okay, we're just selling that. We're going to go utility drone instead. Because then we have golden utility drone with the Probius. And now we can just keep magnetizing. Okay, we have our game plan online. So now we buy most of the magnetics that we see to put on utility drone. Utility drone will be our very big minion. All we gotta do is keep 3 types on the board plus Mithrax. And you can see how big the Mithrax is getting now, right? Because we added a 600 unit on the board. The Mithrax will then add at least the 600 and the stats from the other types. So let's say like 1500 because it's double. And then the Poet will double that again. So he gained like 3k stats this round. And it's going to get a lot worse because now that he finally has decided on, okay, I'm going to have that mech on my board. Now we can just magnetize, and you will see that utility drone grow like crazy, right? He has another Tagwag when he wants to go all in. He has eyes for the Tagwag. Yep, just buying the magnetics. And this is where spamming those oils early on was so important. He just has enough money that he can just do things like, oh, I'll just buy eyes, I'll buy the Tagwag. Just rolling and buying magnetics. I mean, he's kind of chilling, right? He might sell out of a Zarella buddy here to be able to play that auto accelerator. The one in the middle is the lowest stats, right? So he's probably rolling now to maybe pick up one more magnetic, and then I didn't hit it. He also has Mutinous. He could do that. Pants the Mithrax is wonderful. Want to play around that Leroy. Is he gonna sit or sell? It feels like he sells, right? Or eat. Eat is fine. Oh, that one was the smallest. Okay, I didn't pay attention. Sure. Yeah. Not much matters here. You also have Reliquary in your hand, so you can still dupe other cards. But it's just putting magnetics on that utility drone. The bigger it is, the smaller the buff. That's true, I guess. Yeah. True. Yep, that makes sense, actually. Yep. So it is top 4. He could technically die here, which is like just in the most technical sense. But that's not happening. So, but he still wants to be a bit stronger, so it probably makes sense that he's going for base skill plus bow spitter, or the second tag whack. Yeah, I guess second tag whack. And then if he wants to really go all in, he can sell the elephants. If he sells both the elephants, he can keep it to 3 types plus Mithrax, meaning the Mithrax will always copy the mech and the Mithrax will get Giga stats. You can just see the Mithrax growing in this fight, right? Holy stats here. Yeah, there is some scam here. This is Waterloo. So Beater didn't quite all in him because he didn't go for the base skill play, but he has double tag wag. The Reborn Leroy gets a lot of value, but there isn't extra poisons for these base skills. So yeah, unless the Putricide creation, the buddy, it can create poisons. But unless that happens, there is just no way to clean this up. Because the poet can just die from damage, but the utility drone is already too big, so you need 2 poisons. That's not happening. So that's 17. Poet is currently alive. Yeah, that's dead. This might even be lethal without poet, right? No, it's only 16 without poet. Poet has to live. Okay. So Waterloo didn't have to die there, but that's really good for Beater, because that's a very strong opponent gone. You always want to get those pesky, super high level players out of your lobby as fast as you can, because before you know it, they cook up some unethical scam card and all of a sudden you have a chance to lose. Yeah, I guess from this position where he has the Zarella buddies, he can sell those and add like base skill and his own Leroy. Or more tag wags, honestly. You can get there if you sell a Zarella buddy, yeah. I think the all-in here, if he wants to all-in, is sell both Zarella buddies, play Tagwag, and a Murloc. And that's about it. He doesn't have to. He could keep the elephants for funsies. He could keep 1 elephant. Throw me. Nah. Yeah, he's just like seeing, okay, what else can I do here? Maybe just for fun, for YouTube. Maxing the stats on the utility drone to max the stats on the Mithrax. I don't know. There is a magnetic, but he's not buying it. So I guess he's just rolling to finish off his board here. Oh, you got one there. How do you beat this? A bunch of poison and then your own big guy. Your big guy can kill all the mediocre units like the elephants and the poets, and then your poisons and Leroys have to kill the wags. Yeah, he's gonna go fully all in. No. Just hold another Murloc. Yeah, Beater just doing incredible lines here. This is... Realistically, you're not beating this. If you're asking the question, how do you beat this? The answer is you just concede and you go to the next game. But if you were to conjure up a board that beats it, it's, you know, double Leroy, Lich King Hero Power, Reborn Leroy, Golden Bow Spitter, double base skill, bunch more Bow Spitters in the hand. That kind of a board. And then also a big minion because you want to clean up all the small stuff. And then you don't have 100% to beat him, you just have a chance to beat him. But realistically speaking, you don't. It's over. XQN in the chat saying this game was sponsored by Scope. That's great. I love it.